Up until just a few years ago, I didn't know anything about JUMPSTART. I wasn't aware of it. It's right here in my own community, and I've lived in this community for a very long time, and I've interacted with many, many people in church, out of church, and government, business, etc., but had no awareness of JUMPSTART. JUMPSTART is a prison ministry, and being categorized that way is really about intercepting people who have been incarcerated and are probably most likely rightfully incarcerated. They are guilty of the crime they committed, and they have become aware of their own guilt, their own responsibility, and they're going to submit to accountability and structure. So JUMPSTART intercepts them while they're incarcerated and brings them through a 40-week program of intense study, intense peer group review and accountability, and prepares them for the day they'll be released. And when they're released, they enter into an additional 40-week program of peer review, accountability, and structure. The goal of all of that being to enable a person not to really capture them and treat them like a child and manage them in any way, but to empower them with the tools they need so that when they finish this, they're going to be ready to deal with living a life in our society. So the idea is if we can restore that which is the greatest tool in society we have to nurture the next generation up with good principle, good leadership, good structure, and good discipline, the family, we want to do that. That's why this matters. And it matters so much that we don't want to just measure, for instance, recidivism. We want to think about how do we prevent the problem in the next generation. If we keep somebody from going back to prison, that puts them back in the home. They now provide leadership, love, nurture in the home. The children see that. They also see that there was a failure, but we didn't give up and just follow the path and keep repeating the problem. We've now seen a whole different change in the person we look up to. Our life is improved. That matters. That's incredibly powerful and a part of our long-term end game for everything we want to do in JUMPSTART. We believe that our role is to be a representative of the active, working, hands, feet, moving forward church in prison, after prison for people who are in that kind of a life situation. The church has the potential to bring people who want to be in service. Now, the fundamental question is to a person in the church is, do you really want to be in service in the name of Jesus? If you do, then there are lots of places to do that, one of which would be JUMPSTART. Ask to become involved. And it's not an all-in, I'm totally sold out, I've got to sell my home and move to JUMPSTART and become a member of the team at all. It's a gradual thing. In fact, it's so gradual. We recognize the first step is awareness. Are you aware of this problem that we have that can be addressed, that is called out in the Bible? We should do something about it. Are you aware that there's a ministry that is excellent in your community, as an example, that you can be a part of, or you can at least observe it? Are you aware there's a role for you? We don't know what that role is. It's okay that you don't know what that role is. But as we all learn, when we learn to experience God's will, we look for what is God doing in front of us. We get involved in it. And if it's affirmed in our lives, that's God saying, this is my will for your life. Keep doing it. So do we know it's there? Are we aware of the problem? Are we aware of the opportunity to be a part of the solution? Are we aware of how to get engaged to it? And then it's a very simple step of give a little bit of faith to the experience, recognizing there are people who've come before us who have already laid the foundations. There are giants on whose shoulders we already stand, and we can stand with confidence. We make a difference. And not only make a difference in the life of a former prisoner or another former prisoner, we change our community. We change our lives. We change families. We change the world.